When it comes to credit card points, Chase's loyalty program, the Chase Ultimate Rewards program, is widely regarded as the gold standard. That's for a few reasons. First, there are a wide range of cards that actually allow you to earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points, no matter your budget or what sort of card you are looking to hold. Then there are a wide range of ways that you can actually earn points. These cards tend to have really high earning rates on bonus categories. And then, most importantly, comes the way that you actually redeem these points. When redeemed correctly, Chase Ultimate Rewards points can have a super high value. Today, I'm going to tell you how to maximize your Chase Ultimate Rewards points for the best possible redemptions. But before we do, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page about how to actually earn these points. So there are a few ways to earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points, but they all entail holding certain Chase branded credit cards. Now, not all Chase branded credit cards will actually allow you to earn these types of points. Chase has some other credit cards, like Disney branded credit cards, where you're not going to earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points, but you're going to earn points that you can spend at Disney. As far as the Chase Ultimate Rewards points go, though, there are a range of credit cards that actually earn these points. They include cards with $0 annual fees, like the Chase Freedom Flex. Then there are some cards that have annual fees, like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now, with these cards, there are really two ways that you earn points. The first is through a sign-up bonus. Now, sign-up bonuses are something that come when you sign up for the card. After getting approved, you'll typically be given some sort of offer where you can get a big windfall of points in one go. Typically, you'll have to meet a certain spending requirement within a certain limited window, and once you've done that, then you'll get a whole bunch of points at one time. The other way that you earn points is just through ongoing spending. Spend money on the card and you get points. Many of these cards have bonus categories, so you can earn extra points in certain categories. The Chase Sapphire Reserve is really great for spending on travel and dining. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is a great everyday card. You get bonus points on categories like select streaming services or on online grocery services. Then you look at a card like the Chase Freedom Flex. That card has $0 annual fee, and this one's interesting because it's a rotating category card. And so every quarter there will be different categories where you can earn bonus points. Check nerdwallet.com, as it has great breakdowns of all the earning rates on these cards so you can find the right card that matches with your specific spending style. Okay, so we've talked about earning these points. Now let's get to the fun part, how to redeem them. To begin redeeming your points, log into your account. You can access your Chase Ultimate Rewards account directly from your Chase Online account. Once you're logged in, you can view all redemption options through the Earn or Use tab in the top menu. Now, some of these redemptions are better than others, and while some redemptions are great, some are kind of paltry. Let's start by digging into the good redemptions. The first good redemption offer is redeeming your points through the Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal. This is probably the most common ways that people redeem their points. So when you redeem your points through the travel portal, you're effectively using this site like any other sort of online travel agency like Expedia. You browse through the site for whatever sort of travels you want. They have things like hotels, even boutique hotels or vacation rentals. You can book rental cars, and of course, the more standard airfare. You book that through the site, but instead of paying cash, you can choose to pay with points. Now, here's where the Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal gets interesting. The amount of points that you pay will vary depending on the actual Chase card that you hold. Here's how those point redemptions differ. The Chase Freedom Unlimited, Ink Business Unlimited Credit Card, Ink Business Cash Credit Card all earn points that can be redeemed at 1 cent per point. The Chase Sapphire Preferred Card, Ink Business Preferred Credit Card can be redeemed for 1.25 cents per point. And the Chase Sapphire Reserve earns points that can be redeemed for 1.5 cents per point. So, go to a hotel room that costs $200 a night in cash. It can be booked by a card member with a Freedom branded or Ink branded credit card for 1 cent per point or 20,000 points. But with a Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card, you get 1.25 cents per point in value, which means you would pay just 16,000 points for that same room. A Chase Sapphire Reserve card member, who gets 1.5 cents per point in value, pays 13,333 points for the same hotel stay. Now, while I traditionally like this method of redeeming your points in the Chase Ultimate Rewards program, there is one sort of big caveat I want to tell you, and that is that Chase becomes this unnecessary middleman. Now, when you book travel through Chase, ultimately you are, booking that airfare through United, but Chase is that middleman. So what happens if you have to change or cancel your flight? If you had booked directly with United, you could just cancel that flight through United. But now you have to contact Chase, who then has to contact United. Just adds this unnecessary next step and a little bit of an unnecessary headache. It's for that reason and one other reason, and that is potentially even better redemptions that I encourage you to move on to my next favorite redemption, and that is transferring your points to Chase Travel Partners. Chase Travel Partners are other airline or hotel loyalty programs. These are frequent flyer programs like United or Southwest, or hotel loyalty programs where you can actually convert your Chase Ultimate Rewards points to points in those programs. These tend to be among the most high value redemptions you can ever get with your points. Let me tell you about them. This option is not possible for all Chase cards. Sapphire cards like the Reserve and Preferred allow this. Those $0 annual fee cards like the Freedom Flex do not. My other caveat is that this method just requires a lot more brain power, a lot more patience, but trust me, you are a nerd, so I believe in you that you can handle this. So Chase Ultimate Rewards travel partners range from airlines, which include the big ones you've heard of, like Singapore Airlines, British Airways, United, JetBlue, Southwest. Their hotel transfer partners include IHG, Marriott, and Hyatt. Typically, your points convert at a ratio of 1-to-1. So you'll send one Chase point over to, say, Marriott, and you'll get an equivalent 1 Marriott point. There are often a lot of caveats, like you have to send a certain amount of points, so you actually can't just send 1 point. Typically, you might have to send at least 1,000 points. Sometimes there's also sort of a buffer window where Chase needs some time to actually convert those points to the points of another program. So if you're trying to book an airfare deal right now, understand that there might be some time to actually do that conversion. Now, the other thing that's a little bit wild about this is that points have extreme variability in what their value is. Points aren't like $1, where we all largely agree what $1 is worth. Points have wide-ranging value. They can range from hotel programs, so 1 Hyatt point is not equal to 1 Marriott point, but even they can range within location within that hotel chain. So Hyatt points can be far more valuable at one hotel versus another. They can be far more valuable depending on when you book. It's all really tricky, but the good news is that NerdWallet has done the legwork for you. NerdWallet has analyzed hundreds of data points to actually find out what these points are worth, and NerdWallet's got calculators on its website to help you understand what a point in each of these hotel and airline loyalty programs are worth. I urge you to check those out, but let me give you a quick rundown of what these points are worth when you redeem and convert your Chase points into them. Based on NerdWallet's estimates, here's what your points are worth when transferring to other programs. Typically, Hyatt points are worth well over 2 cents, while Marriott points are worth less than 1 cent. Because Chase points transfer at a 1-to-1 ratio to all programs, you can see how their values can quickly change. Transferring 1 Chase point to a program like Marriott, where points are worth less than 1 cent, can devalue your points. Transferring 1 Chase point to a program like Hyatt, where points are worth closer to 3 cents, can maximize their value. Take, for example, a one-way business class I found on United Airlines from Los Angeles to New York. I found it on a recent search on the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal for $750. That means I could pay 50,000 Chase points to book it if I had a Chase Sapphire Reserve card, where points are worth 1.5 cents each when redeeming for travel in the portal. If I had a Chase Sapphire Preferred, I'd need to pay 60,000 points, as points are worth the lesser 1.25 cents each. However, I found this same flight going for 38,000 United miles when you book directly with United. Because you can transfer Chase Ultimate Rewards points to United at a 1-to-1 ratio, you'd only owe 38,000 Chase points to book the flight via that route. In this scenario, Reserve cardholders would save 12,000 points, and Preferred cardholders would save 22,000 points by going the transfer route versus booking through the Ultimate Rewards portal, which is potentially a couple $100 worth of savings. Okay, so I know that was a lot of numbers, but let me just give you the TLDR on good redemptions. Using your points to book travel in the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal is almost always a good redemption, but there's another redemption that's even better for most people, and that is transferring your points to Chase's travel partners. This can be a way to really maximize your points value, but don't be fooled. Sometimes you can actually devalue your points going this route. As I mentioned, a program like Marriott, where their points aren't really that valuable, typically transferring your points to Marriott is not a good redemption. Of course, there are exceptions, but generally, I would just avoid you to be that nerd. Check and find out what your points are actually worth so you're transferring them to a high value program. So I told you about 2 good redemptions, but now I'm gonna tell you about 2 that are ho-hum and actually kind of bad. The first one is exchanging your points for cash. Chase allows you to exchange your points for cash in the form of direct deposits or statement credits. This route gets you 1 cent of value per point. That's good, not great, especially when we talked about how travel can often get you values of closer to 3 cents per point. However, there are situations where this makes sense, most importantly when cash is tight and you need to have that cash flow. You can't pay your rent through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, and so even though your points are more valuable there, often cash is king. Cash is one of the most valuable things that you can have. So if you need cash, then sometimes cashing out your Chase credit card points can be really worth it. Now, there's another redemption that I commonly see that I really don't like, and that is redeeming your points for Amazon and Apple products. When you do this, your points are worth 0.8 cents each. Considering that you can exchange your points for cash at 1 cent each, it almost always makes sense to just purchase your Amazon product in cash and then ask for a statement credit, and you actually get slightly more points value going that route. Knowing how to get the maximum value from your Chase Ultimate Rewards points is super important because it can save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars over the lifetime of holding a Chase card. One of my best redemptions was at the Andaz Maui. This is a Hyatt-owned property, and I transferred my Chase points over to the World of Hyatt program. This hotel only costs 40,000 points to book through Hyatt, but if you pay cash, room rates easily cost $1,700 per night. By going this route, using Hyatt as my transfer partner, I was able to make my points effectively triple in value. Do you have a great redemption? I want to see it. Post about it in the comments right below this video. I'm Sally French, a travel writer for NerdWallet. All those savings I had at the Andaz Maui just meant I could treat myself to an extra pineapple juice. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe.